Good afternoon. This is James Perry at Perry Capital in Miami. It's Friday the 13th and markets are closed for the week. Israel's Operation Red Lion commenced just after midnight this morning, and that's significant because it was exactly 60 days after the U.S. deadline for Iran to begin dismantling its uranium enrichment facilities expired. Iran's refusal to comply, coupled with its announcement to expand enrichment and rejected independent verification of its facilities, was delivered yesterday. The Israelis took that as a clear signal for a green light. The Iranian leadership should have seen it coming. They didn't. Perry Capital, seeing that global confrontational rhetoric was rising, chose to reduce equity exposure last month and increase our exposure to defense stocks, which we have done. And they're doing very, very well today, as you can imagine. Financial markets are very stable because the U.S. has made its position clear, no nuclear weapons in Iran. And Netanyahu made his position very clear. He's got no qualm with the Iranian people. He just doesn't want the Iranian leadership calling for the death of Israel and the death of America and having nuclear weapons and exporting terrorism that he has to fight. So if Iran stops doing that, this thing goes away as quickly as it started. Oil is at $73.50 today. That's the highest it's been in a couple of weeks, yet it's lower than the January highs, which were about $80 a barrel. And routinely in 23 and 24, oil traded at 90, 95, 100. And in 22, it traded up to 130. So the oil market isn't pricing in a supply shock. The VIX is at 21. That's really quite low. The VIX is the volatility measure in the stock market, which was at 60 in April during the tariff tantrum. It's much lower than that now, and it's been much higher. So I think the stock market's pretty steady. That's because the economy is doing well and corporate profitability is quite high, being led by technology. And that's because interest rates are pretty stable too. 10-year Treasuries closed today at 4.42%. That's exactly where they were auctioned on Wednesday, which was a very good auction. So interest rates are pretty stable. The economy's stable, interest rates are stable, and the markets are probably going to settle down here too. So overweight technology, have a position in defense stocks, and save some ammunition for a little bit of a downtrade between now and when the Senate hopefully cuts some spending. Have a good weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.